Welcome to today's video. My name is Alexis and I'm currently learning fashion design. Today we're going through the bodice sloper. It's a very key foundational piece of fashion design. The first thing when I was learning and I tried to make like a curriculum using AI to be like, okay, what are the things that I should be doing as a self-taught sewer? The first thing it actually told me to do is to make a sloper in the first week. And in the very beginning, I didn't know what that meant or like why it even mattered. Basically, a sloper is a very basic block of your body. Think of the center of your t-shirt. And it should basically look something like this. Goes around your neck, around your shoulders. Later on, I learned that, okay, if you have a sloper, you can really like manipulate it, cut it, and turn it into any shape that you want. And it's just like a very important foundation block for your sewing journey. As I'm trying to make some tops, I'm starting to understand like, oh, okay, wait, I can really see myself using this. There's some really good reusable template that I should have for my body so I don't have to like guess and measure and remeasure every single time. Here's an issue with the sloper. Like on the internet, they have these like standardized ways that you should be measuring your body, that you should be creating the sloper, and there's always like an instruction of like, okay, here are the steps to do it, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. But I have not seen a single video that talks about what happens once you make it. Like, does it even fit your body? Like, how do you get it to fit your body more? Am I expected for it to fit my body? So I'm gonna take you with me through the excruciating pain that I had to go through trying to make the sloper, because I had to try, I think, 4 different times trying to make this, when it's something that I thought should have been so easy that I should have finished like on day 1. So I want to share my experience to make sure you're not alone, like you're not going crazy if your sloper does not fit you, and just showing you like what is actually a realistic expectation after following the steps, you know, the textbook steps one by one. If you're curious in my results, keep watching and just seeing what I did to finally make a sloper that fits me as perfectly as I could working on my own. I hope you enjoy. This all started 4 weeks ago. Yesterday I sketched out 3 variations. Okay, so these are like the 3 variations that I have, and I also like this like cross back version that I think is really cute. I realized I technically never made a sloper for myself. During this process, I think I'm making my own body sloper. How to draft a bodice pattern using your measurements. So yesterday I made my first sloper. She's a little bent. I made this one out of a video that only needed 6 measurements. So I'm not sure how accurate it is. I'm gonna do a test later on what it's like to make one out of 20 measurements, which another video had, which I think would be a lot more accurate. I'm curious what the actual like fabric differences are, and then I'm also gonna make a back piece, try to make a muslin form to see if it like actually fits my body. Not gonna lie, I'm a little skeptical of this situation, because why does my armhole look like this? Like, let me show you. Is the front armhole supposed to be so much curvier than the back armhole? Like, did I do this wrong? I'm gonna measure it and then cut it out and make like a muslin copy and see if I'm just like completely wrong. That's the front and the back. I forgot that these are only like half of my body. Like, I can't use this to fit my entire body. I need 2 of this. Remember to fold your muslin and double it, because you need 2 of it. Can't just trace it. I'm gonna draw a second half of this back piece that I already cut out and then sew it together. It's a little jank, but I think it works. Okay, so I have my back piece and my front piece, and we're gonna baste it together. Oh no, it doesn't. It actually looks quite big. Actually, it does look like it fits me. You know, I would guess that it fits me. Okay, I haven't sewed it together yet, but I don't think I need to because it's like clearly not accurate. Like, why is my bust dart over here? And like it should be up here. And why is the neck hole literally so small? This one is like kind of a fail. I'm gonna try the 20 measurement. Good morning. Good afternoon, actually. I've been really like mentally delaying this process of making another bodice because the other version that I saw needed like 20 different measurements. And I was like, holy freaking shit's gonna take so long. But I need to do it so it's like something that fits my body and I learn like how to adjust all of that myself. I have been dreading it. I really have been. But I know once I have this bodice, I can like make myself anything. I have to just get it done. Okay, let's freaking go. Okay, so I have all of my body measurements and I like did it all over again, and I've done it before once, but I don't think I had everything I needed for the bodice. I don't know why I'm so nervous making this because I know I can just like do it again, but I am just like unreasonably nervous when I'm making this. I was like following this YouTube tutorial and then I realized there's actually a tutorial of how to draft the bodice sloper on this book, which is Pattern Making for Fashion Design by Helen Armstrong, which is like apparently the industry standard fashion school book. So I'm just gonna follow this book instead of this woman talking. Okay, wish me luck. I'm gonna do my first draft on craft paper. Okay, see you guys soon. Once you have all your measurements, the steps are actually very straightforward. You can follow any video tutorial, or I recommend finding it in a written form. The Closet Historian has a blog that has the step-by-step instructions of exactly what I did. I personally like reading through it a little more than going through a video, so I can easily reference the measurements and going back and forth. But videos are helpful for like a visual understanding. After you're done, it should look something like this with a bunch of letters over it, and it's pretty simple, just drawing it on craft or drafting paper. After you cut it out, trace it out on muslin so you can fit it on yourself and see if it fits properly. I recommend ironing muslin before doing anything else so things are the right size. Now that I'm done ironing the muslin, I basically fold it in half and then try to trace the pattern on top of it. Let me show you guys. Yeah, it just looks like this. Gonna add some seam allowances and let's go. I hope it fits. So let's do one piece over here. And then 1/8 over here goes to here. Shoulder holes, I just like line it like this. Yeah. Okay, we have the front piece cut out with the seam allowances. These clips just like help hold it in place. Open it, and then it's like supposed to fit your neck. Actually, this isn't bad. Like, I could see it fitting. Okay, I do think the neck hole part needs to be a little bit lower. Like, I'm kind of choking myself a little bit here, but other than that, I actually think it fits pretty well. Look at this. Okay, so I was like craving food and like a snack and something like chewy so badly, so I bought a bag of rice cakes and now it's cooking on the stove, and my maybe could be brilliant idea is to dip it in honey. So we'll see how it goes. It's time. So I have a bowl of rice cakes here and this jar of honey, and we're gonna open it up. Oh my god, this is kind of tight. Oh my god, I might need to heat this up over hot water. Oh my god, I did. Okay, we're gonna drizzle her on. Wait, it looks so good. Alright, cheers. That's just kind of perfect. It's like sweet and salty. Cheers. Okay, this is the back. Let me take off these clips. This is my first time actually using these clips, and people have them instead of pins so you don't have to like make holes and to keep the fabric in place. And so far I've been liking them. So this is the back bodice. Oh, this way. Okay, let's sew it together and see how it fits. Like, okay, maybe I shouldn't have cut these slits because then like, how do I sew these together? Okay, try on one. I only sewed one side, which is the shoulder part, and then the side seam. And the verdict is I definitely made the sleeves way too tight. And my shoulders should be here. So the side seam is here. So the side seam should actually be here. My shoulder is like literally in my back. So this part is very wrong. I feel like the armhole in the back just isn't long enough. Okay, so this is the progress we're at the moment, which is a lot better than the last version. So if you look at it like this, it like mostly fits me. It's very tight. Actually, it looks kind of weird. I don't like it. The first version was actually a lot more off than I expected because the shoulder slopes were completely wrong, because I think I was just like pointing and using the wrong parts of my shoulder. So basically I use this draping tape and I like strapped it around my waist, so then this would always have the same positioning. And then I also like put a line here. We're making a second version of the, I think this is the third version now, and I hope the measurements are like actually right this time because it's so frustrating. Like, why are my measurements different every single time? Like, do I know where my shoulder is? Like, never have I questioned so hard where my waist and shoulders are. It's here. Is it here? 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 I don't know. I don't know anymore. Okay, we start another ironing process. Okay, let's do this again. Sometimes it's slightly painful, but I also know it's going to be worth it, so it's okay. It is okay. Okay, my mic's running out of battery, but like, I'm just going to show you guys this. I made a second version of this bodice, right? And it's just like so plainly obvious that it's not going to fit. Like, look at this. Hello? Like, the side seam, why is it way back here? Following this pattern literally makes no sense. Like, why is this so off? Like, I think this is like my shoulder length over here, because I just want it to go over here, like where my shoulders will move. But then why is this part so low? Measuring and adjusting and doing all these things over and over again just makes zero sense to me. And I think it's worse because it's just like someone else's rules that they created, when in reality I think I should just be like putting a straight on my body and then undoing it. So I would not recommend this pattern making technique for anyone. And I learned today that like Chinese cheap fabric are actually made like a single piece of fabric, and that the lines are curved, which I think just makes a lot more sense. Like, why would you force yourself to do flat pattern making when your body is literally a curve? Makes no sense. I think the back one's a lot better, but like, yo, my front sleeves are completely the wrong length, and I will not be doing this third time. I will be putting muslin like straight on my body. Holy shit, like the amount of time I've wasted trying to do this is insane. And like, I want to do things the right way, but clearly the right way is done. Like, I'm sorry to whoever wrote this textbook on like how to like draw this the right way to pattern me, but it does not fit my body at all. So I don't know whose body you're measuring. And like, I even compared most of my measurements to the standardized like sizing, and I'm like, oh, most of my measurements like do fit well, except I made my shoulder like a little bit shorter, so I wanted my thing to like come in a bit more. But like, holy, did not expect it to be so off. I'm just gonna cut some fabric and make something that fits me. Okay, my mic was not working here, but I was freaking out because I broke my ironing board. Like, look at this. My mom gave me this. It's a funeral right now. So I went to get a new one. Okay, we are back from IKEA after a very snowy trip. If you look at outside, it's snowing literally so much. But yeah, we got a new one. I've just been on this like bubble tea craving these days. Like, I just want to chew on something. Wait, it's actually like perfect. So the plan is basically I'm going to like rough outline these and then cut around it so I can put it on my own body and just like pin it and see how it goes. There's definitely a more legit way of doing this, but basically you see I stitched this line and I put it on my shoulders. It's a little bit too high, so then I drew this line where I want it to actually be, and then I drew the armhole up until this point, which is right underneath my armpit where I think it actually is. So this is what it's supposed to look like, and like this is the line I drew before. A huge difference. I'm just gonna like cut right here, and I'm gonna take apart this Okay, so this is the progress so far. So I added the front darts. It's a little bit high right now. I'm gonna draw like a side seam around where I think it should end. I can just like pull it flat to where I think it should be. And I cut out the front of the armhole and the back of the armhole, and I still have to add the darts at the back. I think I'm making really good progress and it looks so much better than whatever I got from the textbook. I don't think there's another way to do this other than like actually fitting someone's body. If you look at it here, so I basted and stitched up this part really quickly and it like almost fits. So this part probably needs a little bit more so my shoulders can move. I have back darts over here, I have front darts over here, and then I have a slit like where my head is so I could like pull it in and out. Overall, we're getting really close. My body is relatively symmetrical, which is good. Once I get one side right, I think I can just copy it. Guys, it's actually going pretty well. Look, it fits me for once. Okay, so I think I am pretty happy with this. I cut this part a little bit. I think this dart actually needs to be even bigger than like what it is right now. This fits so well. It makes me very happy. I'm gonna trace it on a piece of craft paper and then probably trace it on, actually I don't know if I'll trace it on craft paper. I might just trace it straight on the manila, just like start using this as a template. I know it's not perfect, but it is pretty close to what I want. I'm gonna make the back part a little bit longer. Like I think that's it, like that's our bodice. I only did one darts for each because I don't think I need like a top dart for my back, even though the pattern like has a shoulder dart as well. Maybe it's really helpful if someone's back is like really rounded, but I think it's okay. Like if you are versed in fashion, please tell me if my back part looks okay, you know? I think overall it looks pretty good. Yeah, I'm very happy with my progress today actually. I cut out all my references, there's no going back. So this is the back piece. She looks like this. Front piece, I still need to unstitch this part. Okay, as you can see, I made so many versions of this. Like, I made this one, and this one, and this one, and this one, and there are also paper copies that I don't even know where they are. This is the first one that I made that actually just like completely didn't fit me. I thought the proper process is to make everything on manila. The middle two sloper versions that I made, I completely skipped the manila. Basically for those ones only went from the paper pattern to the muslin mock-up, and then if the mock-up didn't look good, I would just like move on to the next one. It wasn't until the very last version that I liked, that I thought that the muslin fit me really well, that I transferred it into the manila, and I have a front and the back, and I made sure to have the little dart area. I ended up clipping the bottom because I did need to trace this. Overall, it was a lot of like pinning, repinning, adjusting, and just a lot of patience in this work in making it all fit. And I really believe that you can, in the end, make one that is perfect for you. I think the key is just to not be frustrated. You know, everyone's body is a little bit different. You're gonna bulge out a little here, or I have like really broad shoulders and like a really wide chest, and it's not really what the standardized model expects, but you kind of work with what you are given. I think it was helpful going through the process, and you should definitely try it out for yourself. At least use it to have a good start, a good basis. Maybe the 6 measurement one is good enough for you to start working with and start pinning to yourself. It's not going to be perfect until you do that final process for yourself, so I would recommend adding a little more fabric, giving yourself a little more space to work with. Practice, give yourself some time, and really understand like once you have this, you should theoretically be able to like make so many other patterns from it. And I haven't even gotten to like the sleeve sloper or the skirt sloper or the pant sloper, so there are like many more to work through, but this is the first step. So yeah, in the end, I feel like all the different shortcuts really failed me. It honestly just like shocked me how different all my slopers looked, even though I was measuring my body. It's not like my weight changed significantly between all of those measurements. I was changing like what shape and size I wanted a little bit in between them. So like sometimes my shoulder length would be like this to this, sometimes it would be this to this, but I try to keep it pretty consistent throughout each measurement. It's definitely something that I think you'll learn as a dressmaker, a pattern maker, as you are doing more of this, and you'll develop your own system for how to make something perfect for your client. But it also taught me how much more difficult custom clothing really is if you want something to fit to like someone's body exactly. All the curves and edges are honestly really hard to calculate, and the best way to do it is to have someone standing in front of you. Like no matter how many measurements you get at the body, like when I had to measure the 20 different measurements, I was going crazy, and for all of that to still not work out is even more frustrating. Very happy with the process. It was definitely very frustrating not having so much of it fit in the beginning, but now that I do, it's very rewarding. So don't get frustrated. Well, you could get frustrated, but don't give up. Keep going, and I'll see you next week.